Have you ever thought about making your own condensed milk? Have you ever even thought about what condensed milk is? I hadn't. And then one day I went to reach for a can for a recipe and I had none. So I soon learnt how to make my own condensed milk. Now you can do this so easily at home. You'll be shocked at how easy this recipe is. It is lush, it is beautiful, it is condensed milk. Exactly like you're pouring it out of a tin. Now, I'll show you how to make it. So we're starting this recipe with 1 cup of water. So 1 cup of water in a little pot, and then I'll take you over to the stove. Our water's just started to simmer. So now I'm gonna add my sugar. Now remember, we've started with 1 cup of water and we're adding 2 cups of sugar. So just pop that in. So just be careful with your heat here. I've got my heat quite high. So I'm just going to keep on stirring it until I bring this to the boil, because that's what I want to do. It's a sugar syrup. I want to boil it. So I'll just keep whisking it until I start to see some bubbles. And not the bubbles that I make with the whisk. Now that's just starting to come to the boil. We want this to boil rapidly. That's where we want to get it. So keep that heat on. And there she blows, boiling. Now just keep mixing it through. Even though I've brought this up to the boil, we still want to make sure that it's really, really boiling. So just whisk it and keep that on the boil. Now you can see that that's gone nice and clear. The consistency in that has changed. It now looks like a clear toffee instead of a milky, syrupy water. So you can see as I run my whisk through that, it's continuing to boil. So that's where we want it at. So just turn that off. We've got our sugar syrup. Now be careful, this is hot. Now to this, we're just adding our 3 cups of milk powder. 3 cups of milk powder, that's all you need. Now just carefully whisk that through. Just be mindful, it's really hot. It's sugar syrup. It's got 2 cups of sugar in it, which makes it so hot. So just be really, really careful. Now when you're making this at home, depending on what you're using it for, as to what you do now with this process. Now I'm just gonna hand whisk mine. That's all it needs, because I use my condensed milk in my cooking. I very rarely go to the fridge and get a spoonful of condensed milk and just eat it. Some people do. If you're one of those people that just love to eat it, then you wanna blend this or stick mix it, or the little handheld, you want to really mix this up, because if you mix this now at a high speed when it's really hot, you're going to get rid of all that milk powder texture. If I just do this now with the hand whisk, I'm going to be left with a little bit of milk powder texture through my condensed milk, which that's fine for me because I only use mine in my cooking. But if I was to want it just that smooth, beautiful, then just whiz it. That's the difference. But because I just use mine in my cooking, I just hand whisk it. Now this recipe makes about a 1 litre jar of condensed milk, but I like to put mine in 2 smaller jars. It just means that when you get down to the bottom of your jar, you're not getting it all over the place when you're trying to get the scraps, because trust me, you're gonna eat this right down to the very last scrap. The very last scrap. I'll let it cool, I'll pop it in the jar and I'll store that in the fridge. And every time I need condensed milk now, I can just go to my fridge, get my own homemade condensed milk, no preservatives, and off I go. And if I go to use a recipe and I don't have condensed milk, then I know the night before I can just quickly whip up some. I don't have to go to the shop. I've always got my own. So there you have it, homemade condensed milk. It couldn't have been easier. 3 ingredients. Just remember 1, 2, 3. 1 cup of water, 2 cups of sugar, 3 cups of milk powder. Super simple, delicious, no preservatives, no additives, simple ingredients, and you made it. Now I'm just going to pop some lids on that and pop it in the fridge. I have these wide mouth mason jars and I find that these Moccona lids fit perfectly. So this little plastic thing is the thing that holds the lid on the jar. So I just pop those off, chuck them in the drawer before I get rid of my jars, and then you can just pop that on your wide mouth jar, and in the fridge it goes. Super handy. Next time you're throwing out a jar, just remember, keep that little thing. They're super, super good, and they're leak proof.